Hey, Ted here, biggoofyrunner. I'm forgetting how to do these things. Today is November 29th, 2021. It's been 7 weeks since my last video went up, October 11th. So much for weekly. Yeah, so sorry about that. Yeah, so just another update. I wanted to get an update out here as the year continues, as we're going deeper into winter. Just kind of an update on where I stand, how things are going, how things working from home are going, all that kind of fun stuff. So, start with, yeah, still working from home. That's still going good. Um, yeah, at this point, uh, still until January sometime, no real change on that. Still working from home. I believe my last video from October 11th, I indicated that I was having a lot of ergonomic issues, that I'd done some tweaking and playing. I was really struggling trying to get things, especially with my right arm, my mouse arm, with my wrist and my elbow and shoulder. I seem to have got those resolved. That's this space over here seems to be all kind of fixed up. That's working well. That's being a very productive space for me now. It works really very good. So that's all good. So I've got chair situation sorted out. I'm not having a lot of ergonomic issues anymore. Still continuing on with my weekday small weight sets here and there through the day as small micro breaks. Still doing those. Those are working well, and doing good things for me. In fact, the other day I was brushing my teeth and I saw flexing in the arm and the shoulder that uh, muscles doing things that I haven't seen them do either in a really long time or ever. So that's kind of that's good. That was positive reinforcement. What else has been going on? Well, I guess weight has not been great. Last video and previous from there, I was having trouble getting the cardio going. That's still a bit of an issue, but I've got some other things going on. My diet was taking a bit of a hit too. I'd had a bunch of stress things and stuff like that, and I got a lot of that sorted out. It seemed to be getting better, but especially around the Canadian Thanksgiving and for the period after that, I got into some bad dietary habits again, and my weight was climbing way quicker than I would have expected, that kind of thing. So did have to try and turn that back around. So as of right now, I'm kind of back at about the weight I was when I put up the October 11th video. So say 5 pounds up, 7 pounds up from my low, but way better than like I was like 12, 13 pounds up from my low. So I've gotten that kind of cleaned up. Things are moving in the right direction again. And we'll go from there. The weights are helping with that, but I still need to get the cardio going. That's still something I need to sort out. I have little periods where I get going well on the cardio and things like that. Still having trouble mentally getting the running done, but I did do lots of walking last week, which really helped, and that's also helped bring that weight down. So I can, as long as I'm continuing doing that walking and that cardio, with how I've managed to fix my diet a lot again, basically re-recovering. That's the thing with these uh, journeys, health journeys, is you end up in some weird cycles where you get a little self-destructive. You have to fix it, go back to good patterns, reteach yourself the good patterns, and continue those. Because it's very easy to fall into the bad patterns that got you to the bad spot in the first place. But it seems to be working okay. Dealt with a lot of the stress issues. Seems to be not bad, and I need to basically just continue on, especially the next 3 to 4 weeks before we get to the Christmas period, and that whole kind of holiday period where there's going to be lots more food and things like that. That I have, got myself back down, and the hope will be in the next couple weeks I should be back down at my new low and continuing properly, and build myself a little bit of a hole for Christmas, and then continue on. Then, so of course, this whole little journey, this video series kind of started back in January 2021, where I did daily for most of January. Then I went to weekly, and yeah, I missed almost 2 months here, but I'm going to go back to the weekly here and keep continuing on, keeping myself accountable and continuing training, continuing getting myself a little bit better cardiovascular wise, things like that. Like, I did surprise myself a couple weeks ago where it's like, okay, go, run, go hard. And I broke 7 miles in an hour on the treadmill, which basically went into it cold, did a super good run, felt good after, but even still, that didn't break the mental desire to just not run. So I'm going to have to work through a lot more of that, do a lot more walking, things like that, just to get myself better. We'll get into January, have a full year looped. We'll see how far down I've gotten. Mentally, in the back of my head, I was like 50 pounds. So I started at 267, so that'd be 217. I don't think that's likely right now with the back steps I had done, but I'll definitely be able to be back down below the 40 pounds that I'd already gotten to that marker, essentially. So I'll be down below that. And then once I'm into January, I have no intention of like going, okay, I've hit my goal, I'm done. I'm going to continue on. And especially while I continue to work from home, this is going to be relatively easy to continue doing what I'm doing for the micro breaks for the weights and watching my diet very closely while I'm at home here. All that stuff is easy while I work from home. So it's unclear still when going back. I'll get a 30-day a warning when it's time we'll be working back into the office. And there'll be some hybrid model where it'll be some days I'm from home, some days I'm at work. Things like that. That has been indicated by the company. So at least a few days a week, I should be able to maintain the kind of stuff I'm doing here right now. And hopefully that all kind of works out. But playing with my other ideas on what I do in January, I know the Walt Disney World Marathon is coming, so everyone that's going to be running that, good luck on that. Good luck on all your training over the next little while. Yeah, it's kind of with the Christmas break right before it, it's kind of a little weird. I mean, you may be able to get the time to do your long runs, you may not. Your diet may be trying to kick you in the butt during that period, that kind of stuff. So it's a weird time, but definitely enjoy the process and enjoy seeing behind the curtains there at Magic Kingdom when you and Disney World when you're down there for that. But yeah, so enjoy that. But yeah, I suspect I'll continue through what I'm doing right now, essentially through into January, and then to the end of January for sure. Then once I get to February, I just got to start doing some real mental math on the running. If I've got the weight down nice and solid, it's really down where I need it to be generally for my health, is that where I can finally start working on running training again, actual marathon training, and train up for a marathon, say in June, that kind of thing. So those questions still need to be answered. That's still coming. A lot of that depends on mental state. How am I going to be impacted going back into the office? I'm an introvert. This working from home stuff works fantastically for me. It's just a very good situation for me to be working from home, and it's just very comfortable thing for me to do. I realize that's not the same for everybody, but for me, it's good. And I know there'll be anxiety going back into that group of people that, work with on the phone and on Teams calls and all that kind of stuff all the time, but physically being around large groups of people again, it's going to take some getting used to mentally, um, especially when I've had now this alternative shown to me. But we'll see how that all goes. It's yeah, it's interesting times. So yeah, it's that's going pretty good. Otherwise, everything else is going good too. The kids are in school. They're they're not having had any real issues there. They're going full time. There's still some cohort stuff going on, broken up with the different classes. So the different classes are keeping separated most of the time. There have been cases in both their schools, but luckily they haven't been considered close contacts. So they've been lucky. Everyone's fully vaccinated, so that's all good. Here in Manitoba, the option is being provided for a booster shot 6 months after your second shot. So that'll be the end of December for Heather and I. So that'll be good. We'll get those just to be safe, and yeah, that kind of stuff. Other than that, we're pining for travel. We really kind of want to travel here. But right now it's not in the cards. I mentioned in the last video that we had basically sold our Disney World reservation, our DVC thing, and I think that was still the right choice for us. But you know, getting anxious to do something once it makes sense. Seeing the amount of work our son is doing this year, he's in a special program where he's doing additional things on top of school, normal high school stuff, and the amount of homework he's getting and things like that. It's just also seeing taking him out in the middle of you know, a normal school week probably wouldn't have been as good an idea as something we wouldn't have cared about as much in previous years, because they always catch up, or they'll get something from teachers to do while they're away. We'll get that all done, and then it's 2 weeks before they even get to that stuff once they come back. So it's kind of, yeah, it's a different world now that he is in with his stuff. So we may be going back to the normal thing of having to do things on standard school breaks where it's busier and things like that. But so that may change our vacationing habits quite a bit too once it all makes sense to start traveling again. So yeah, it's interesting times, different changes, and yeah, should be fun. Continue on. So yeah, watch for another video next week. I will be endeavoring to make sure I am doing weekly videos, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.